Will take it for free. Doran also getting some additional time alone with this turret here on the bottom side of the map. As Peanut looks for the ult onto Owner here. He stops him with a steadfast presence, but he's not able to affect the fight otherwise. That guarantees the Herald, but doesn't win them the fight.
Oh, Doran is, I would say, in a little bit of trouble. Rocking a hard place, all those sorts of things. It's going to take a while, but he is extraordinarily dead. They want to give the kill over to Viper, but he's unable to get it. And Zeus will be able to lock that one down. Zombie Scion is going to be dealt with. So now HLE,
they're going to get this turret too.
Yeah, they might be able to do it, as the Herald can just be thrown down.
And, you know, just a moment over there, he's got some alone time in the bottom lane, maybe a little bit too much alone time.
I thought that was going to be feats of strength for T1, but in the blink of an eye, it's feats of strength for HLE.
That's there you go. Things can change. Oh, the Pendulum. And now T1 are fully grouped down here without Doran. Doesn't have TP, trying to defend this charge.
There's. Okay, well, he's just going to try and run away. 90 health on Shelly.
And he
see how the drift does go. Yeah, nice driving there. Even gets some CC onto the crab. And then Shelly's just going to run away to the bottom side and it will be dealt with. So no extra charge or anything like that, but just sometimes you need a way to perambulate yourself. And that's precisely what Zeus does.
I feel this game is going to get harder for T1 before it gets better unless they can find a big combo in an upcoming fight. And because these objectives were taken, for example, for free, like the Herald was stolen away by Peanut's ultimate, and he's able to get that. They lose the fight, but they get that objective, which leads to a turret, which leads to feats of strength. Then the dragon that they got after they got that kill onto Zeus doesn't get the T1 the opportunity to fight. Now Faker's going to be the next one to be caught in sides.
Yeah, we've seen this play, this exact play that was like 5 minutes ago, as Faker's going to get stunned up by the concussive blows. That will line up the heroic charge so comfortably. Man, this Poppy Braum combo, it's working pretty well.
And I mean, this kill was taken away from Zeus, but if he actually gets that there, he's on 4 kills, but I don't think he really cares that much. Given the game state, he's about to be a whole level up, or a whole item up, rather, on his counterpart in Doran, and he is just so large in this game. And it's these side lane pinches that T1 have been, unfortunately, so known for this time, not for the good way that we've seen in the past, where you've got Faker side laning, they turn it into a big win. They just kind of keep getting caught and getting nothing in return. They got to push onto the top side. They're not able to get the turret in return, though, and it is getting tougher before it gets easier. Maybe it doesn't get easier if this continues here for T1.
A little bit rough. However, one thing that is fantastic, well, outside of that trade being a lot of damage, one thing that does look good, though, for HLE especially, is the fact that Peanut is doing things today.
You know, Peanut had it,
and he had a game plan for the early game, right? Like, it did feel like in a lot of the games that we saw HLE play that Peanut didn't have the same level of knowledge. Like, he just kind of got it. When this team looked good, Peanut knew things before everyone else.
Yeah.
But what he's looked like over the last few months has been sort of the opposite of that. Like he was playing catch-up the entire time. This is once again that proactive Peanut that we were hoping to see more of.
I think it's not fair that yesterday Canyon got his Lee Sin stats lower third, but Peanut didn't get his Poppy stats lower third.
Maybe we can get one. Like, this is Casas G-Sun. If there's a Poppy lower third that we could do of any kind, even if it's just a picture of Raggedy Ann, that's completely fine as well.
All right, now, jokes aside about the Poppy stats, T1 are fully grouped here on Otacon right now. They get a pick. Could be an opportunity. They have this choke point controlled. Now, this is exactly how T1 want to fight. They don't want to push into a shockwave in the choke point, but on the outside, of the concave of it, they have a great team fighting composition. Doran also has TP at the ready.
Yeah, engage Braum at the ready as well, as you were talking about. Shockwave to clear out the wave and a Faker at the same time, as he will take 3 turret shots off the back end of that play. Zeka actually convincing the Galio to leave.
I think that's 100% worth for Zeka, because now your Galio is just not in this fight. He's going to have to back in TP, and they've lost all control. And sure, your Shockwave's down, but T1 just cannot team fight now that they've lost control of this area. Faker chases a bit deep there, trying to grab the turret.
Out of vision.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they're just going to get the free reset.
Yep, nicely done. So Void Seeker from Gumiushi just going to try and scan the river. But they do have a fair bit of deep wards, things like this. T1 not going to be too surprised about what's going on the map. As Gumiushi gets the shove in this mid lane. And Viper will be making his way back. Essence Reaver, and on the way towards the Infinity Edge here for the Lucian. As item number 2 should be very close for Gamushi at the same time. In fact, probably has it. Yeah, there's the Rage Blade. And that's a big deal. That means 2 items spike a little earlier here for T1 in the bottom lane. Obviously, the items are a little bit cheaper, but still, item completion is very important.
Yeah, this is the type of explosive fight you need, or the type of item advantage you want to have that explosive fight here in the mid game as T1, as Karria's...
Yeah, Zeka just sent another person home.
Yeah.
He's a bouncer.
Yeah, he says you can't here. And so when this choke point is controlled for Hanwha, T1 just can't fight, especially now that this time he sends him home without utilizing the shockwave. Faker is actually still lurking around this area, but they're very aware of it.
And it's 10 stacks on the Rod of Ages. It's Seraph's complete. Like, Zeka has...
He's so difficult to kill.
Yeah. Like, this is the Bruiser Orianna that we saw. There we go. There's the Lolly Poppy. Never mind. Not even Ragdoll Poppy. It's the terrifying one. There's a reason why we don't have that splash out anymore, guys. That's Nightmare Fuel.
That's an image of me taking a bite out of Peanut's win rate there, being like, yes, it's delicious. So high win rate on this champion. I don't actually have the number on me right now, but it's
we don't.
really high.
Maybe we thought about using it, but we're like, no, let's just not. In my mind, it's very high, but you never know. In my mind, I feel like Beryl has an extraordinarily high win rate on everything. But as we know, that's not often true.
All right, so once again, T1 wrestled away this prio of the Otacon, and we continue to do this dance here. And they need to hold on to it, right? Guma's in a really good position here, very difficult to punish.
Doran's getting impatient as he just flashes on top of Viper. He tries to get out, but the Pop Blossom was waiting for him, and Faker just bonks him on the head, lands down from the sky. That is just going to be the one pick. A lot of resources used. Every R button has been pressed to take down this Lucian. But still a fair bit of damage towards Delight. Peanut trying to be a nuisance. I don't think it's Otacon time, but it's a good pick for T1.
I just checked, by the way, 75.6% all career. Not in LCK. I think in LCK it's higher, but
that's still kind of ridiculous. And this should mean that Soul Point does go over to T1.